So first off, let me introduce our opening talk. We have a very, very special guest who is doing this opening talk. It's just awesome to have such a brilliant mind with us. It is no one else than Jordi Baylina, and he asked me to announce him as Jordi the developer, but I really want to add some stuff like what he was doing. Yes, be the brain behind DAppNode, ident3, the 777. I mean, I can go on for a while, but please, Jordi, could you join us with your webcam and your audio?
Thank you, Michelle.
There you are. Please go ahead. I won't say another word when you're here.
Yeah, well, the idea is just Gregor just asked me to talk a little bit about just some motivational stuff about all the work that we are doing. So yeah, I'm gonna just, of course, everything that I say, I may be right, I may be wrong. Just if you like it, good. If you don't like it, just forget about it. I may be wrong. So just say that before in advance. To start, well, I wanted just to share with you some of the one news that I read yesterday, and was something that GitHub was changing the name master by main, just because all this all this movement that's happening in US and many places in the world about the diversity and acceptance on all that stuff. And it's interesting because the language, of course, the language do not make the things, but when we are talking, there is something that's not it's in the subconscious, it's in your brain that's going hand, and the language is very important for that. So I want to say that I fully support this, but there are other things in the languages that when the computer people in the normal language that we are using, that's that they have this component of racism or this component of things. For example, when we're talking about master slave, but client server, or even, for example, something that just hurts me a lot. That's for example, white hat and black hat. Why white hats are good and black hat are bad? That's the thing. So I decided that from now on, I'm not a white hat anymore. I'm a black hat, just to accept the integration and the diversity. And I think that's something that we should change a little bit our mind. And said that, and just keeping that in mind, I think it's an interesting thing. I want to just start saying why we are here all together, what we are doing right now. Decentralized, we are building a new world, mainly. Right now, we are doing a world where everybody is, has their own sovereign. If you want, we're building a world that's human-centric, where the person, the individual, is the center, and then it goes to the community. And when you go to the community is when you grow on all that stuff. So doing what we are doing at the end, we are doing decentralized applications. What are decentralized applications? Decentralized applications are applications that are just there, that they exist. They don't need maintenance. They exist. People can use it or stop use it when they want. And they're available to the humanity. And that's the cool thing. We are able, for the first time in the history, to build this kind of applications, this kind of decentralized systems. To build these decentralized applications, we have three components that any system have, and that are very important. On one side, we have the network. The network, in this case, would be the internet. In the other part, we have the hard disk, the global hard disk. Here is where Swarm, it's the importance of the project, and that's why I think that Swarm is one of the most important projects and in the decentralized world. And the other, if you want, is the global computer. If you want, the blockchains and all that stuff. When you put the processor, when you put the hard disk, and when you put the network, and you join them together, you can start build these applications. These decentralized applications, I would say that are even more than the decentralized applications. These decentralized applications can change the world, can change how the people is organized, can change how the people interact with each other, You can start doing commitments. You can start having jobs other place in the world. You can create companies. You can create companies with other people in the world. You can. So this opens a new way that humans will interact. And we as developers, we are very lucky to live in this moment in the history where we are building this all together. And if there is people that I've been working as a developer for many years, in different companies, in centralized, in just normal software companies, just building, just as a developer, you just write code and do something there. But here we have the opportunity to really build a new world, to really build a new way where the humans will live, where the humans at the end will be more happy at the end. And this is important. And I tell you, it's very lucky to be in this space, and it's so that's important. And because is this so important, I think it's also important that we get the best developers in the world in order to build this system. And who's the best developer? What are the top developers? Well, I'm going to share some, as I told you, I'm going to share some advices, some things that for me makes good developers, or things that I think that the developers are good on. At least is the kind of developers that I want to work with, that they think that can really improve. So I'm going to share some advices, things that works for me. Of course, they may not work for other people. This is just you like it, you take it. If not, just it's okay. But that things that I think are work for me, and I think that for me at least are very important. The first is self-discipline. Just any job is not with humans by default. We are lazy. We like to be in the bed, and it's like the normal way is just lazy. This is bad because we are not more happy just for being lazy. But that's what if you don't do it, if you don't have anything that forces you, that's the natural way. So in some way you need to force yourself in order to do things, to wake up. And this is about the self-discipline. Here, just having good schedules is important, and mainly it's about forcing yourself. That's about the self-discipline, forcing yourself to do the things. And it's cool because when you do something that you like it, maybe you force yourself in the first minute, but then you can be 2 days that you don't need to force. You are just loving what you are doing. But it's important this first minute, this first thing. This is that's about auto-discipline. The other thing that's for me, it's very important here is study a lot, especially in the developers. I would say if you are an engineer, just investing 20% of your time studying would be a good number. But if you are in this space that everything is new, that there is no experts here, so it's like the person that has more time working in this, it has been for less than 5 years or 7 years, and this is not an expert yet. So study is very important. So if you're in this space, maybe studying 50% of your time is not a crazy number. So it's important to study new things, study new ideas, what the people is doing. Of course, selecting what you have to study, that's maybe about another topic, but it's important to spend. If you want to invest more than spending, is investing in learning, maybe learning a new language, learning a new protocol, learning reading somebody else's code. That's an important thing. The other thing that for me it's important is fit good, just things, and keep your body good. It's at the end is you have a brand and you have a brain, and the brain is like you are a sport. This is sports. They take care about their body, but you need to keep your brain, and the brain is part of your body. So it's important that you fit here. Well, there is a topic that maybe it's a little bit problematic to talk, but I want to say, especially, for example, I've seen a lot of people in the space, a lot of developers that had a lot of problems with drugs. I would say, do not do it unless, of course, if you go to a doctor. If you are doing, at least go to a doctor, and at least you know what you are doing. But I've seen very brilliant people just having bad times and just losing their time and being not a good developer anymore because they are just lost in that stuff. So please be aware of the risk and just take care on that. Another thing is find good space to work. Buy the best computer you have. buy the best screen you have. It's cheap, it's an investment, and best developers should have the best computers, should have the best environments. You should be in a place where you are comfortable to work. Just find the place. Okay, so it should not be expensive to find that, and that's really important. I've seen people just developing in a very bad environments, and well, it's quite difficult if you are not, if you don't feel good, if you don't feel comfortable where you are. The other thing that I've seen is about communication. It's a word that's in Spanish that we call it rat laps. Being a rat lap is not, in general, is not a good thing. You need to connect with the people. You need to teach, and you need to teach and learn. You need to explain what you are doing. You need to share the things. Do not be afraid to express your feelings, just what's going on, maybe, or don't be afraid to just to be bad or to be good. Be humble, and that's fine. It's like we are developers. We are just do not, the people that do not talk, people that they stay for themselves, they are in general, they are very difficult to fit in the team. So it's important to express and all that. And this goes together, for example, in a kind of a image that we have with the developers. We have this freaky guy, it's very strange, with a very strange haircut, and a person that's not accessible, that's working on that. Seriously, I don't want this kind of developers. Developer is a human science. It's not so it's something that as I told you, we are building these tools for the people. We want the people to use them. We want to make people happy, and that means that we need to connect with the people. We need to understand with the people. We need to understand what are their worries. We need to understand the world we live, and this is not. You will not do that in a closed in a lab. So I understand that sometimes you need to isolate yourself in order to develop, and maybe you can spend maybe 1 week, 1 month, even 1 year just doing something. But once you finish, just share, just fun, friends, go to the world, go to the conferences, go to the people, try to explain what you are doing to people that do not talk your language. And that's important, because if not, you will get very stuck on yourself. And just to finish, just the last thing that I think is the most important thing, just have fun, enjoy. Developing is cool, really cool thing. You have the freedom to do whatever you want, to program the way you want. And if you don't enjoy your work, you are not going to be a developer. So that's mainly what I wanted to explain. Let's all be black hats. So that's it.
Jordi, thank you so much for that talk. I've been smiling during the whole talk. I love it how you focus on the human being instead of the technology. You would expect that you would do an opening talk about technology and the latest state of the art, blah blah blah, right? And you just tell people that they should be healthy, and I couldn't agree more. I am a little bit afraid that you announced on this live stream that you will be a black hat from now on, but I think I understand the symbolism in that. Jordi, thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.